Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is Ian with Out of This World Reader, and today I quickly want to go over my reading goals as well as some channel goals of some sort. I think, as with everyone, 2020 was not the best of years, and I really want to just take what I learned from that and just apply it to 2020 with some of my goals and just my whole mindset in general. Like, I've already kind of just left it in the past. It's funny, like I started planning for 2021 several months ago, and like now that it's finally here, I've just already put it in the past and I'm looking forward to today. So initially at the start of 2020, I had really started to get back into reading, but I wasn't like fully committed. And that kind of changed all once lockdown happened and I was constantly stuck in my room forever. And then that's really when I just started to build up that love for reading again. And that's kind of really impacted my goals for this year, as well as kind of just looking back and kind of observing what I learned. In 2020, I had originally set my goal for 50, and I thought that was pretty reasonable because I was trying to take on more classes and read as much as I could, but I was still playing video games a lot, and that kind of changed once, like I said, with the lockdown. Like, I just surpassed that goal. I think I've read over 100, which isn't that bad, especially since that start of the year I was really starting to slow kind of build, and then once after lockdown and stuff like that, I had really started picking up. So for this year, I've given myself kind of a range of between 75 to 100 books, and I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm taking a couple more classes towards my degree, and I'll be soon starting to prepare for the GRE, so like I'll be having a lot on my plate, and I really just want to get back into playing some video games again. I've got so many more that I've got for Christmas and just didn't finish, so I really want to kind of get back into those. I think the reason that I've given myself this range is because I'm starting to build somewhat of a toxic relationship with reading. And I think that's due to the fact that a couple months ago I had really wanted to start getting into BookTube and kind of come up with ideas and stuff like that. And I felt like I had needed to just be constantly reading because I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And since I haven't got into a lot of series and stuff like that, I felt like I was lacking behind. So as soon as I had finished a book, I would just pick up another one, and I was just constantly reading. I wasn't doing any of the other hobbies that I was really into. And that just, it almost made me kind of not get into the stories as much. Like, I wasn't digesting them as much as if I had taken it slower and kind of not like force reading everything. So I'm hoping that this new range is allowing me to still have that love for reading, but still allow me to pursue my other hobbies as well. So breaking down those reading goals a little bit more in depth, out of that 75 to 100 range, I'm really hoping to pick up around 25 of the Goodreads 2020 choice finalists. I've seen a lot of other booktubers do this, and I'm jumping on the bandwagon with that because I've just checked out a couple of them, and they've already drawn me to them. Their premises and plots, they've really interested me, and I've heard several good things about them. And some of them I've heard very controversial things. I've heard that the awards is not very good. They pick the ones based on, it's just it's a whole mess, and I really kind of want to just see how I feel about their choices and see if I agree or disagree with that as well. Not so much setting a number goal, but this year I really want to pick up more classics. Oddly, in school we had never really picked any up. I mean, we picked up The Outsiders and To Kill a Mockingbird, and that was about all I can remember. So I feel like I'm just underexperienced with classics, and some of them really sound interesting to me, so I really want to pick those up. But that being said, I have no idea where to start with any of them, so if you have any ideas on where to start, please let me know down below in the comments. Another thing that I'd really started to get into later on in the year of 2020 was picking up memoirs and nonfiction. Sadly, I'd only picked up a couple, but those ones that I did pick up, I absolutely enjoyed. I listened to them on audiobook, and I'm really hoping to do the same this year. There's several on my plate that I'm looking forward to, and I've already kind of got plans for them kind of spread out throughout the year. And in the same boat with the classics, I'm kind of lost on where to start with some of the nonfiction, the best nonfiction, and just memoirs in general. So please let me know any of your suggestions or any good ones to get started with. Lastly, as far as reading goals go, I want to continue to get a wide range of different genres. Fantasy and sci-fi have always kind of been my favorite, and I've read some other different genres kind of on the side. And I think I really just want to continue to branch out and experience all of them because they all interest me for some reason. Like, I don't have just like a favorite. I guess I do have a favorite. Fantasy and sci-fi is my favorite, but like I just enjoy them all, and I want to continue to like get involved with all of them and find just the best and recommendations for all of them. Now, as far as channel goals go, I don't really have that many specific ones. I don't have like a goal to gain this many subscribers or likes or anything like that. I think I really just want to start building relationships and friendships in this wonderful community that we have. I think BookTube in general is really starting to take off nowadays. And I mean, just new channels and new ideas are just sprouting up everywhere, and I really just want to get involved with that. And one of the goals I've kind of set for myself is to either create or join a book club. I've seen several out there, and I think that will really help me with finding new books and branching out to those different genres and making those friendships and just connecting with my subscribers, which is another goal that I had set for myself in the year of 2021. With my subscribers, I want to be able to share different stories and take your recommendations and give you some as well, and just really connect with you guys. Another thing that I've been plotting for some time now is creating my own book tag and kind of getting that out for the BookTube community to kind of enjoy as well. I'm trying to kind of make it as fun as possible. And lastly, for channel goals, I really want to create a space theme rating system for myself. I've really started to hate the kind of star system that I've used in the past because, I mean, a 4-star book can have more meaning to me than a 5-star book, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, I'm sorry. But with, I think, this new rating system that I'll come up with, like, it'll kind of give you as well as me kind of a better understanding of how I view these books that I read. And a lot of times with that star system, I would find myself kind of on the fence of, is this a 3.5 or is this a 3.75? And then kind of looking back on the year, like I just had so many that were on the fence that could have been like a 3 or a 4, and it was just so hard to kind of narrow down like my favorite books. But I think with this new rating system, that will really kind of change things. Those were all my reading and channel goals for this hopefully better year. I hope you all have a nice day. This is Mission Control logging off. I'll catch you next time.